Patrick Lang, Business Modification Group. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Wanted to shoot a quick video on something I've written articles about in the past, but I've had a few phone calls from potential sellers last week, and so I thought it made sense to go ahead and do another quick video. And that is, what if I don't want to sell my company to a private equity group or to a small mom and pop buyer or to somebody who's never been in the industry before or a big company wanting to do roll ups? The reality is, don't sell it. It's your business. You can sell it to whoever you want to. So the fact of I don't like this type of buyer or this type of buyer, you don't have to sell it. One of the things we do early on, a lot of brokers don't agree with it, but to me, I've had great success doing it, and that's putting a buyer and seller together at the onset. So, buyer reaches out to me. We try to set up a phone call with the seller to see how both sides feel at that point, and then we do an in-person meeting right away. I'd rather know early on in the process that it's not going to be a good fit than a month or a month and a half down the road they decide that they don't want this person to buy their company, or the buyer thinks that the seller's not a good person. And so the very first meeting, I after the meeting, I kind of talked to each of them separately and asked the buyer, "What do you think? Was it a good meeting? Did you like the company? Do you like the seller?" And then I had the exact same conversation with the seller. What do you think of the buyer? Would they be a good fit to take over your legacy? Because something I preach and I say it a lot of these videos is I want the buyer and the seller to be friends when the entire transaction's over. The buyer is taking over oftentimes the seller's legacy, something they've spent their entire life building. And I want them to feel comfortable being able to call the seller and ask them a question. Mrs. Smith called. How did you handle this? What should I do? What's the background on that? And at the same point in time, I want the seller to be able to tell their friends and relationships they've built a long time, be able to call them, talk to them. They're a good company. I'd recommend them. I want them to feel comfortable saying that. So basically the answer to the entire thing is you don't have to sell to somebody you don't want to. That's your business, it's your choice. So make sure if you're looking at selling your company, whether it's on your own or with a broker, if it's with a broker, let the broker know what kind of sellers you're not comfortable with. I always ask, is there anybody you wouldn't sell to? And so make sure you think of that as you're looking at selling your company. You don't have to sell it to somebody you don't want. It's your choice. And if you've built a good company, there'll be multiple buyers out there for you. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.